Alright, I got another mixed coin hunt. Now, this is kind of an impromptu one because the last video that I did was a mixed hunt where I had gotten some coins when I had actually gone out to a couple other banks. And usually after I do those types of hunts, it takes me a while to get all of that returned so I can get some more coin. But unexpectedly, I was returning some of that coin to my local Chase, and one of the tellers was saying that, over the last few days, they've gotten a ton of coin from people who had like piggy banks that they were emptying and coins that they had just been saving over the years, and they had gotten a ton of it. Now, I'm pretty sure that most of this, if not all of this coin, is from the same person. Or if it is from different people, only like two. And I can tell these are mostly from the same person because not only are they all usually the same type of roll, but a lot of the rolls have where it looks like someone tried to pre-crimp them on the other end, as you can see. And we have that in all denominations. So I would say most of these came from the same person. Now, a lot of time, I don't know what we're gonna get in here, because a lot of times when I get coins like this from people who had them, had coins that they have been just holding on to for the last, few decades or whatever, I either usually get some good finds, or a lot of times I end up not getting much. So I don't know what we're gonna get in here. But yeah, we'll get into it. We have about $100 in quarters, $100 in dimes, about $20 in nickels, and $15 in pennies. One of the penny rolls does have a 1975 Canadian penny ender. So yeah, we're gonna see what we get in here, and this is not all the coin that they had. It looks like they have a bit more, but again, this bank, I don't carry a lot of cash at this bank, so I was only, because I was picking up some other coins, I was picking up a box of nickels and some other coins, and so I wasn't able to buy all of the customer app coin they had, so I think I might go back maybe next Monday and try to pick up some more of this, and maybe add that on to this hunt. We'll see. It depends on what we get. So I'm going to get into this. I'll start with the quarters, and I'll work my way down in denomination, and I'll bring you in on my first possible find. Alright, so we went through all the quarters, and we went through all the dimes that were shockingly light. Shockingly bad, actually. The only thing I pulled out in the dimes was a exceptional 1967. It's in great shape. Definitely probably gonna upgrade in my book. But I see a foreign right here, so thought I'd show it. 2000 Canadian. Let's see if anything else in here. And I'm like halfway through the nickels too, and I haven't really found much. So as I said, I mean, this happens quite a bit where, I get coins that, I've been told are from, someone's piggy bank, or they've been holding on to them, and for some reason, I often just don't get much in these. So, we'll keep going. Okay, I'm on the very next roll, and there's another Canadian right there. Canadian, 1982, so almost a 99% nickel. That's a few interesting ones. Maybe not. Nope. Alright, we got 4 more rolls to go, and then we'll move on to pennies. Alright, well, we're on the very last roll of nickels, and we finally got a find, and it's kind of funny because I was just watching. Right now, I'm watching a video from another coin hunter, Chris. If you guys might have seen his channel, I was watching him. He was also doing a mixed coin hunt, and he also just found a 1940. So I thought it was kind of a funny coincidence. But yeah, so yeah, as I said, 1940. It's in pretty good shape. It's a 1940S. So, yeah, not many finds. But I guess that's just how it goes sometimes. Oh, whoa, look at that 1960. That's in pretty good shape. I'll probably keep that. But, yeah, nothing else in there. So, it's, I guess it's up to the pennies to save us. Alright, to my surprise, on roll, number 5, wheat penny spilled out right there. Alright, let's see what we got. 1956 out of Denver. And I did open that roll that had that Canadian ender, and yeah, it's not in bad shape, but there you go. Alright, I'm on the very next roll, and I got a pretty good find here. I didn't notice it until I was about halfway through the roll. I noticed that it was very, very worn. Looks like we have an oldie here. I think it's a 1919. Yeah. So, that's a pretty cool find. 1919 out of San Francisco. It is beat up. It is beat up and it is corroded. But confirmed. I just gotta make sure that's not a 1909S. Hold on. Yep, 1919. Had to make sure that was a 1 and not a 0. But yeah, I mean, I'll take that. It's been a pretty dismal hunt so far, but that's a decent find. I love finding oldies. Let's keep going. Alright, continuing on with pennies. We are, I think, almost 10 rolls in. And I see a Canadian right there. Alright. 1971. Alright. We will keep going. Alright, I am on roll number 12, and I see some wheat ears right there. So, let's see what we got. 1957 out of Denver. Alright, that's number 3. And in another roll we did get another Canadian from 1998. I didn't bother bringing you in, but yeah, we'll keep looking. Alright, I have, I think, 9 or 8 rolls left, and I got another wheat penny. I didn't see it until we got upon it. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. And it's a last year 58D. It's funny, we had 3 in the 5th, 3 of the last wheat cents there is, and a 1919. Crazy. Alright, I'm on the very next roll, and these ones I kind of had to shake out, and I got another wheat cent here that popped up right there. I saw it was a little bit more worn. We got our first in the 40s, 1945, out of San Francisco. Alright. We will set that guy right there. And, oh, there's another one. I totally didn't notice that. I thought it was in the 60s. Got another one right there, right next to it. 1946D. Our second in the 40s. Oop. Alright. Cool. Cool. Alright. One thing I ever see, there's a nice 2009. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, so we're done with all of those rolls, and you know what? I changed my opinion about this hunt. Because, you know, when I had gone through all the quarters, and I had gone through all the dimes, and I was getting really discouraged, and, you know, I was about to, you know, at the end go and talk about how disappointed I was with this hunt. But I'm happy that the pennies gave us some good finds. I'm happy that the pennies kind of won us over a little bit. I probably am still gonna tack this footage on unless I really can't get other coins. But this bank, which is my most local bank, it looks like they have some more. So you know, if you're wondering, you know, if I'm gonna try to get some more of the same coin, because, you know, as I said in the intro, I wasn't able to get all of it. So if you're wondering, I am probably still going to try. At least if I can get more pennies. Because, I mean, I was really happy with the pennies. So, I'm at least going to try to get some more pennies. And, you know, honestly, the dimes I might try to avoid. But, you know, quarters, it only being $100, you know, it's not surprising not getting anything in there. Plus, I did see a lot of 2019s and 2020s in there, and in a lot of the quarter rolls, the newest coin in there was like 2021. So, you know, other than the fact that, you know, there's a chance of it being searched, who knows? You know, there's a chance I could get a West Point if I just hunted a few more rolls. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to try to see what they have, and tack it on. But, so yeah, nothing really in the quarters, nothing really in the dimes. In fact, I didn't pull anything out in the quarters. The only thing I pulled out in the dimes was, that beautiful 1967. This thing is in fantastic shape. And, I don't know, when I hunt dimes, I very rarely find, like, you know, in pennies, you'll find, you know, nice coins in the 60s all the time, and you'll even have it with nickels, right? You'll find a lot of nice nickels, but with dimes, you don't really seem to find a lot in the 60s that are in good shape. Obviously, you know, the part of the decade where they started making the clad ones, you just don't see them in this good a condition that often. So, I guess that's kind of a notable find. It's in really, really good shape. So that's kind of a neat find, but it's not really anything too special. I got that 1960 that I actually showed you guys there because I had found it, 1960 Philly. I got an 82p that I'm pulled out just because it's in decent shape, and I don't see the small dates too often in good shape. And then a nice 2009 that I did show you. As far as, you know, the other finds, in the nickels, we got a 1982, so almost being 99% nickel there, a 2000, and I don't think I need either of those, but I'll have to check the book, a 1940 out of San Francisco, only oldie we got in the nickels, and then the pennies, again, we did great on, so... we got, as far as foreigns go, we got a 1998 Canadian, a 71 and a 75. And then in the pennies, I'll start with 50s. We got 58D, 57D, 56D, 46D, 45S, and then definitely the find of the hunt. Albeit beat up, but a 1919 out of San Francisco, which is not rare by any means, but it is still a Teens Wheat penny, so I will take it. Alright, yeah, I will probably see if I can get some more of those rolls, but if not, I'll definitely try to add some other coins onto this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Alright, I have another mixed batch of whatever I can get from the bank, and this time it really kind of is whatever I could get. Some of this did come from my most local chase. I'm not sure exactly what came from it. I know like I have a roll of dollar coins here that came from it. And I think I think these customer out quarters might have come from it. But yeah, it's just been what I've been able to cobble together over the last few days. I was able to get out to another bank, another couple banks, and add to this. I think, in fact, the first bank I actually went to was a bank in a grocery store, and it's a Chase bank because I bank with Chase, and they were actually closing. They were actually going to be closing on the 18th, which I know is a few weeks from now. But considering, you know how little I often am able to get out to the banks, I honestly was like, this is probably my last chance to go to this bank before they close. So I wanted to get out there before they did actually close. And all the machine wrap stuff I know for sure is from that bank. We got like $60 in dimes, got like $60 in quarters too, and then these pennies are interesting. Now, if you remember, I did another mixed hunt where I had gotten some pennies that I thought a few of the rolls were uncirculated 2025. I'm trying to find a roll here. And it turns out they were mixed, but between like 2025s and 2023s. Well, these actually look like uncirculated rolls of 2025s to me. All the ends I see are 2025. All the ones that show the dates I can see are 2025 Denver. So that's pretty dang cool. I mean, I know they're not incredibly rare, but I know they're lower minted than a lot of the other pennies, and I know people are probably still paying a decent amount for these. But yeah, as you can see, 2025D, and all the ends that show the dates say that. So, there's $6 here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up 2 rolls and leave $5 and maybe sell that. Try to sell it on eBay or something like that. $5 worth of 2025s. I might end up keeping one of the rolls for myself too, just as you know, a sealed roll to have in my collection. But that was kind of cool too. Hopefully they are all 2025s and they're not mixed with 2023s again. We got a few rolls of $50. I know these ones that are artery and rubber bands. They gave them to me like this. These are from one of the banks, and also, as you can see, I did get a few Ikes here, and they all appear to be in pretty dang good condition. And it looks like they're mixed dates too. So I'll get into the hunt. I'm gonna start with the Ikes. There is also one gold dollar coin there, but I'm gonna start with the Ikes, and I'll take a look at those live, and then afterwards I will get into the $50 and then work my way down in denomination. All right. Yeah, I'm excited for this hunt because it's a lot of random coins from different denominations, and this specific city that I went to, and it's the city with the bank and the grocery store that's closing. I've gotten pretty good scores from this area as of late. Coins that I've been getting have been producing pretty well, so hopefully we get something good in this hunt. All right, let's take a look at those Ikes. Alright, let's take a look at these dollar coins. The Sacagawea dollar isn't really anything special, but yeah, let's zoom in a bit. Take a look at the Ikes. First one, 78D, in pretty good shape last year. There you go. And then we got a Bicentennial out of Philly, Type 2. Right there. Then we got a 1971 out of Philly, in pretty good shape. 1977 out of Philly, in not as good a shape. And another Bicentennial. Oop, it's got some, looks like it had some tape on the front. Otherwise, it's in decent shape out of Philly. It also, again, as I said, Type 2. So we got I mean, for only being 5 Ikes, we got a good mix of dates there. We got a 71, 77, and I mean, only years we're missing 72 and 74, and 1973 is an NIFC year. But other than that, we got a good mix of dates in the Ike dollars. So always happy to get Ikes. Always happy to add them to my collection. So those are our first finds, and we will get into the roll of dollar coins. Alright, well, I thought for sure these were actually going to be uncirculated 2025s, but once again, there were some 2023s mixed in there, and honestly, my theory about this is that, like, I think that these were intended to be uncirculated 2025 rolls, but either because the 2025s are limited mintage, they threw some 2023s in there just to make it what would be an uncirculated roll, or someone made a mistake and thought that these 2023s were 2025s, because, I mean, if you compare the dates on both of these, I mean, if you're not looking close, you might not realize they're different dates. I mean, I had to look, most of these were so shiny, I had to look really close to separate the 2023s from the 25s. So, I don't know, that's kind of a hilarious theory if that's true. But, because of that, I am going to open a few more rolls at least. And if I open a few more rolls and it looks like they all are 2025s, then I'll probably just open them all. Because I don't want to sell them if I know that there's a good chance that some of them are not 2025s, which, you know, as I said, wouldn't be fair because, you know, I wouldn't be, I mean, I guess I could sell it and say there might be some 2023s mixed in, but sadly, it doesn't look like they're uncirculated rolls. Alright, I'm on roll number 2 of the quarters, and got a foreign. I dumped it out and I heard a different sound. It didn't sound silver, but it got a 1979 Canadian quarter. So we got a foreign on the board, and let's keep going. All right, so I went through the rest of the quarters and didn't find anything. And I had also gone through the half dollars and didn't find anything. But I'm on the machine wrapped dimes, and I am 6 rolls in, and we have an edge there that definitely looks suspect right there. Let's see. We got silver, 1959. I will take it. We have been doing really well with silver dimes and silver nickels this year. We got silver dime. I will take it. Alright, we have 5 more rolls of the machine wrapped dimes, and then we have a few custom wrapped ones. Holy cow, guys. Holy cow. I was starting to go through the custom wrapped. I had gone through, where's the other roll? I had gone through the first roll already. Nothing in there. I, opened the second roll, and there was like 2 coins maybe out of the roll, and I saw a silver edge. And I was about to, turn the camera on because I was like, oh, we have silver. Well, if you remember back in 2023, like in November, I had a roll where I had like 10 silver dimes in it. And at the time, that was my record. And the most interesting thing is I got only 2 rolls at this. This was at my most local chase. And if you remember the time when I got that entire roll of silver quarters, it was in a roll like this. I mean, that was in 2023, so it's, it's a pretty far out that it's from the same person. But holy cow, I dumped out this roll. You will not believe this roll. Look at this. Hold on. Look at that. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I see about 15 silver dimes in this roll. Alright, you know what? I was going to set it down, but let's do it like this so it's more of a surprise. First one. Whoa, look at the toning on that. 1963, out of Denver. First one. Second one. 1964, out of Denver. Third one. 1964, out of Denver. I'm being extra careful with these clad ones too, because I don't want to miss any of those. Here's another one. 1957. Out of Denver. That's a pretty nice 77. Here's another one. 1964 out of Denver with some crazy toning. $19.50 out of San Francisco. I think that might be slightly lower minted too. $19.48 out of Denver. $19.51, again with some crazy toning, out of Denver. $19.64 out of Denver. Holy cow, guys. And I thought I broke my record before. $19.64 out of Denver. $19.64 out of Denver. $19.51, again with some crazy toning, out of Philly. $19.64 out of Philly. $19.64 out of Denver. And then it looks like the last one in this roll, $19.64 out of Denver. Holy crap. Look at that. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 silver dimes in this one roll. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. Okay, holy crap. And I thought getting one silver dime in those machine wrapped rolls was a good find. And it is, obviously. But holy cow. Oh my, okay. Alright, well, that was an insane roll. Holy cow. Oh, man. And I mean, the roll, it's not like the roll had any, I actually thought, a couple of the, one or two of these coins might have been a Mercury, because they were pretty dang worn. I've had a few silver scores lately that I thought were silver dime scores lately that I thought were Mercury dimes, and it turned out that they were just, worn rosies. But that breaks my previous record. My previous record was, I think, maybe 10 or 11 silver dimes in that other hunt. So, definitely a silver dime record for me. And definitely a silver dime record for the entire hunt, if you include that one. Holy cow. Let's get back to the hunt. Alright, so I went through the rest of the dimes, and I went through the that little bundle of rest of the custom wrap dimes, and I didn't find anything there, but as you can see, we did really freaking well with dimes. I was also realizing how nice and stretchy these rubber bands are. Man, whenever I get coins from banks that they put them in rubber bands, they always have the nicest ones. So I'm gonna need to get myself some of those. But we're continuing to do well, and I'm only on the first roll of nickels, and I saw that it didn't look too suspect. The edge wasn't really different, but look at that. We got silver in the nickels as well. Philadelphia, 1945. Holy cow. That is awesome. First roll of nickels. And we get silver. Let me see if I can identify anything else in here. Oh, there's a foreign. There's a foreign in there too. Alright, starting good off with Nickels, 1995. I think I have that one, but I'll have to check against the book. So, yeah, we'll keep going. Alright, continuing on with Nickels. It's actually been a few rolls since that first roll, but I see a 1953 right here. I'm starting on the last 10 here. 1953, out of Philly. Now let's just see if we can see anything here with the naked eye. '64. Always getting tricked by those 64s. All right, let's keep going. All right, very next roll right there, toward when I first dumped it out. Got a 1946 out of Philly. All right. Let's keep going. All right, I finished up with the Nickels. I had a couple more finds that I hadn't shown yet just because I was finishing up. But they are both 1959. Both 1959 Denvers, so not too many finds in the Nickels, but I mean we still did pretty good, so I will take it. And we're on to pennies. I see a wheat penny right there. Right here, it looks like it's in pretty good shape. 1957 out of Denver. Alright, that's our first find in the pennies. Got some copper so far. And we'll keep going. Alright, it's been kind of slow with pennies, but I'm into this this bundle here. And I got a Wheatie right there. It looks like it could be older. Let's see. It is older. That is awesome. 1935 out of Philly. I will take it. We got a 30s wheat penny on the board. And as I've said before, I will always be okay with less wheat pennies if we can get some oldies. So, yeah, I will take it. Alright, we only have a few rolls left, but let's keep going. Alright, we are finished with that hunt, and I apologize for the lighting. My desk is right behind my window, and when my blinds are shut, it creates that effect that blinds have, so I'm sorry about how terrible the lighting is right now, but bear with me here. So, I mean, yeah, this was a good hunt, and I mean, even if you take away that really epic dime roll, I actually still have the wrapper here. Even if you like take all the silver dimes that I found in that away, I'd still have 2 pieces of silver in this hunt. But yeah, a fantastic hunt, and I'm always happy. And in fact, that's the main thing I'm looking for when I coin roll hunt, is to have records broken, and we definitely did. As far as the 2025, so again, it turned out all of the rolls actually were had some 2023s in them. So what I did was I ended up opening mostly all the rolls. I kept a couple of them sealed just in case I sell them, and like, you know, and you know, for example, I might say, hey, you know, these are pretty much entirely uncirculated 2025s, but there might be some 2023s in there. And just label as that, just so people know. And I might also, like, if I sell them, I might include a few additional 2025s, just so, you know, to compensate. I would say on average, each roll probably had about 5 or 6 2023s in it. Some rolls less, some rolls more, but I kept a couple rolls sealed just so I can, you know, have some that are untouched by my hands. This is the extras that I wasn't able to roll into a 50 coin roll. Those, but yeah, so I labeled all of them 2025D, and so I will hold on to those for now. I'm not sure how long I'm going to keep them, and I'm not sure if I'm going to keep all of them. I probably won't. I just want to see what the final mintage is on these coins, so that's kind of what I have going on here. And then as far as side finds, I did get another extra claw quarter from Alaska that is in pretty ratty shape. These usually are, but it is an extra claw. Also in the dimes, I got one 1970 proof reverse. I haven't been finding as many of those lately. I got this crazy toner. It's got some absolutely insane toning on it. The back mainly. Look at that blue toning. It kind of looks artificial, but still. And then I got this pretty decent 1965. So I'll be holding on to that. And then this one, which is definitely post-mint, but I just thought it looked kind of interesting. It's got a lot of damage, but I thought it was interesting. And then as far as actual finds, let's start with the pennies. Pennies were kind of light. I did kind of hope that we'd get a few more finds, but we got a 57D. And I'm happy that, again, as I said, I'm happy that we got an older one. We got a 1935 out of Philly. So I will take a 30s wheat penny. And then we got one, in the nickels, we got one Canadian, 1995. And then we have two from 59, both out of Denver, a 53, a 46, and then, of course, the best find in the nickels. And another silver, which I totally didn't expect to get, 1945. Out of Philly. I apologize about that, guys. The video stopped. But yeah, 1945 silver nickel. I will take it. Another silver. And then obviously the dimes were definitely the star of the show. Let me skip to quarters for a minute though. Only find we got in the quarters really was that 1979 Canadian penny. And of course we also have those few Ikes there as well that we seeded the hunt with. Yeah, and then dimes, we got a 1948 out of Denver. We got a 1950 out of San Francisco, which is a little bit of a better coin. So that's kind of neat. We got two from 51. Got a Denver and what was this one? Philly. 51 Denver and Philly. With some, I don't know, these kind of look like they've been in an album, which was kind of interesting. And then we got a 57D, and and again not in that one roll. The silver dime we got in the machine wrapped rolls, a 1959 out of Philly, and then we got a crazy toned 1963 Denver, and then we have like a stack of 1964 Denvers. We got like 9 here, I think. Yeah, 9 64 Denvers in various conditions. So, yeah, we broke the record with that roll, and definitely one of my excuse me, record amount of silver dimes in one hunt. Silver coins in general. I mean, we had 15 in that roll. We had 15 in that roll, and you know, with the addition of the silver nickel and the silver dime and the machine wrap rolls, we had 17 total silver coins in this hunt. And the ironic thing of it all is, I was saying that I was excited for the hunt because a lot of the coins came from an area that has produced pretty dang well in the past. But ironically, the roll where I got all these silver dimes was from my local chase. So, yeah, kind of interesting. But yeah, this was a great hunt. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.